Oh, hi. Welcome to AKamaiChats. My name is Kamai, and on our channel, we bring ideas. We help people with ideas for small businesses, people who are getting ready to retire and they don't have enough income to completely retire, or people who are retired and need extra income, or maybe they are just bored and they want to go back to work. So those are the kinds of things that we talk about on AKamaiChats. Today, we are going to talk about ideas for people who are laborers. They work in freight, they do stock and material movers, and maybe they work for moving companies, jobs like that. And some of the skills that they have to do these jobs is, of course, physical stamina and strength. And they have to have really good coordination and balance and stuff. They need to be aware of safety. So safety awareness is really, really high on a list of priority for these kinds of people. And then attention to detail, time management, teamwork, basic math skills, communication skills, problem solving, and adaptability. Adaptability is really important especially when you have a small business. So what kind of businesses could these people transition to if they're like tired of doing their job, or they want to get out and start out their own small business? Moving and relocation services. So I know several people who have ditched their job. And in fact, my cousin is one of them, ditched their job and start a moving company or relocation. So your moving company, you can either move within the city or move out of town. And when we moved from Hawaii to Vegas, that was a pretty big move. And, there's not one moving company that can take us from there to here. So what I learned was, when we got to Vegas, I learned that we had a moving company move our things and ship it to California. And then another company trucked it over to Vegas. And then another company delivered it and unpacked it. So there are several moving parts with regards to moving, especially in and out of state. But if you do local moves are great for obviously people moving to another house. Or I think a lot of elderly people need help packing and moving their things because, they just don't have the physical strength and stamina to do that for themselves anymore. You could actually, if you really want to niche it down, you could be a moving and packing service specifically towards the elderly, because they have very specific needs, and maybe they need to, reduce the number of things that they have, because they're going to go into downsize to go into a smaller apartment or whatever. So that's like an additional service that you can offer within your moving company, is helping them to pare down and rubbish removal and things like that. So I think that would be a great business. What kind of things it would take to get that started? Well, maybe we'll make another video for like very specific things. But if you wanted to start a moving company and you already do moving and freight and moving of materials, I think that would be a great idea. Delivery and courier services. These are always valuable services. Even in today's digital age, there are a lot of things that need to be like for a courier, right? If you need a wet signature for something, or if you need something delivered, a lot of business people use couriers. Like I have a friend who lives out of state and she needs documents signed. So she has to hire a courier to take them, get them signed, and then package them and then mail them back to her, because she needs original signatures on some documents. Delivery services. You could, again, if you want to be very specific into a specific niche, you could have like shopping and delivery services for the elderly, because a lot of them did just, the idea of having to go onto Walmart.com to order their groceries and stuff, for some people, that's just too much. So, you could have a whole like a list of people that you go and you take their orders. Maybe you can take their order over the phone, and you can go to Albertsons or, to the supermarket and buy their groceries and then deliver it. So, delivery, any kind of delivery, right? Delivery and courier services. Another type of delivery service is, I have a client who is a pharmacy, and she offers delivery services for her for the prescriptions that they fill. She doesn't have a guy on staff that does the delivery. She contracts a guy with his truck and with his van, and he comes and he stocks up every day and he makes all of his deliveries. So you could do something like that. And you could be tied to like one or two different businesses who need delivery services, but don't want to hire somebody on staff full time to do it. So those are a couple different ideas. Even warehouse management and fulfillment services. There are a lot of third-party logistics companies and warehousing services for like e-commerce businesses. Do you remember that movie, 40-Year-Old Virgin? It was a 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was dating a woman that was a logistics kind of company of sorts, right? It was eBay. And what she did was, people wanted to sell their stuff on eBay. She would manage all of that. And when they got an order, she would package it and ship it. So that's an idea. I mean, that is an example of like a third-party logistics company and warehousing services, for e-commerce businesses, because she had to warehouse all these items that people would order through eBay. Junk removal and hauling. People get a lot of junk, right? And here in Vegas, I know in Hawaii, there's a lot of these, but in Vegas, like on every empty lot, you see a storage facility popping up. And it's not just, a small thing that's got like several, what do you call, stories high, like 2-3 stories high. Like, people, what kind of junk are you collecting that you need to put it in a storage unit? You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta like start getting rid of some of your stuff and selling it at a garage sale or the swap meet or flea market or whatever. But, if you are a junk removal and a hauling company, you could offer your services for, to remove junk from people. Have you seen the show Hoarders? And talk about junk removal. They have to bring these big containers to take away the junk. So you could do that. And that's, the basic thing of that is you need a big truck and you need a place to go and dump your stuff. I don't know where the what do you call? I don't know where those places are here where you take junk, right? Like the junkyard. I don't know where the places are that you could take them, but I'm sure you could look it up in whatever state you're in. But you could do that. You could remove junk. And basically, like I'm saying, is all you need is a truck and some basic sanitation stuff, and maybe like wheelbarrow or hand truck or something. And that's all really you need for junk removal. And then after that, you just got to advertise and, do your Facebook page, maybe promote yourself on Facebook Marketplace. I love Facebook Marketplace because it is so vast and it is free. So, every small business can get their start on Facebook Marketplace. And then on top of that, join some groups, right? Join some small business groups. And like sometimes they say, okay, it's Small Business Monday and everybody can promote their services. So, just get creative like that and take some time on Facebook to look for opportunities to promote your business. So that's junk removal and hauling. Like people, they want to clean out their stuff, right? So they are okay with cleaning out all their things and they need to haul it away. Like when you get a new house, you got all this rubbish that you have, like boxes and packing materials and stuff. You can call a hauling company and they can take it all away for you instead of you trying to shove it all inside your recycle bin. So we did. We threw stuff away and it took us like 3 weeks to get all of that stuff hauled out. So those are some ideas there. Event setup and takedown services. So this is a different kind of maybe out of the box kind of idea. You can offer your services just because, you've got you've got the physicality to do it, right? You're strong and you're healthy and you can carry stuff for people. So there are a lot of like trade shows and things like that around town. And sometimes people need help, especially like a one-man shop, right? And they need help like taking all of their display items and their tables and their chairs and boxes of samples or set up things, so you can help them set up and dismantle all the equipment that they need for their events, like weddings and concerts and trade shows and things like that. Weddings are huge. I have a friend who she started this business, but she pivoted and she changed to something else. Maybe I'll interview her and you can learn about what she does. She makes the cutest little cakes and stuff like that, and she sells them primarily on Instagram. But she wanted to do a staging, like a party staging business. And so she started out collecting, like party stuff. So if you wanted like a Barbie themed party, she would set up and it'd be like pinks and purples and really cute stuff. And she would do a balloon arch, so she did all of that. But sometimes when it's like a big event, you've got a lot of stuff, like weddings. They've got like those big, like Caesar looking pillars and, chairs, tables, linens, all that kind of stuff. So they could hire you to do setup and takedown. Landscaping and yard maintenance. So this is something a little different from what we were talking about, but it is, utilizing your muscles. Handyman services, we talked about that in another video. You do general repair, maintenance for homes and businesses, and you utilize your coordination, problem solving skills. If you want to be a handyman, you have to check in your state to see what the requirements and licensing requirements are and what the limitations are. Like here in Vegas, you cannot bid a job over $2,000 for handyman services. I think it's $2,000, or maybe it's $500. But anyway, you got to check in your state to see if there are any limitations, because you don't want to risk losing your business license because you did something that was unquiggly. So handyman services could include anything from painting, fixing doors, changing out light fixtures, of like non-electrical stuff. Okay, let's just make that clear, because you need an electrician's license to do stuff like changing out an outlet or whatever. If you're a homeowner, you can absolutely do that for yourself. But if you're a handyman, you cannot touch those things. So at least you could check, but I am almost certain that you shouldn't be doing those kind of things. You could install, you could hang pictures for people, right? So like some elderly people, they shouldn't be getting up on ladders, because when you get to a certain age, you should not be getting up on a ladder. Okay. My mom fell off a ladder, and it was not pretty. So handyman services is another great way to utilize your strength and your coordination and all that while you still have it. There's a really good service that handyman can provide, and that is cleaning out the gutters. Your gutters outside, like your rain gutters. If you have trees that leaves fall into, if you're elderly or if you're older and you don't want to get up on a ladder, your balance is not good, you can hire a handyman to clean all that out, because the leaves, they get rotten, and, it's raining and it gets rotten and stinky, and, maybe get like birds inside there. So, those are things not only inside the house, but outside the house as well, fixing screens, all kinds of stuff. Packing and crating services. So you can specialize in packing materials. Like, you can partner up with a moving company if they don't offer these services, but people can hire you like when they're getting ready to move, right? And they need to pack all of their stuff. That's one thing you can do. Or you can also do it as kind of like just a side thing while you're thinking about what kind of business that you're going to do. And it's like packing orders for companies. Like I have a friend who has a wig company, like, believe it or not. He's a dude, and he has a wig company, and they, like, he himself packages them and boxes them and then mails them off. So if you have a business and you're busy running your business and you are growing, and like a person needs help with packing and shipping, you can hire somebody and you can send them the orders, and then they can just pack everything, put all the shipping labels on it. That's what you could do. Pack, put the shipping labels on it, and take it to the post office. How handy would that be for a very busy business owner? So that's packing and crating service. Now you can create stuff like, I don't know about crating, like packing fragile items or things like that. Start a recycling and waste collection service. So you focus on safe handling and transport of recyclable materials. That's an idea. Portable storage solutions. Now, this is an idea that's kind of like, I don't know. Um, the idea is, and I'm reading my list, right? So provide portable storage units for rent, delivering and picking up units for clients, leveraging physical strength and time management skills. So if you rent out portable storage units, you have to have a place to put all of these portable storage units. Like, those pods, right? It's an acronym for something, but I don't know what it is, but you've seen them. People, when they're getting ready to move, they rent a pod, they put in front of their house and they shove all their things in it, and then they come back and and they close it up, and then they take the pod and then they ship it. So that's another form of moving service, but it's kind of more like a DIY moving service. But if you're going to do portable storage units for rent, you've got to store them somewhere, and you've got to have a truck to deliver them somewhere, and then you've got to be able to pick them up. To me, that sounded like that didn't sound like a really good idea. I was watching a video of this young girl, and she couldn't be more than like 30, maybe 35 years old. And she's giving all kinds of business advice. And she makes it sound like, I mean, I don't know because I don't know her, but she makes it sound like she's done all these different kinds of businesses. And she's giving people advice on what kinds of businesses to start. And one of them was a dumpster rental service. And she was saying, you get 5 dumpsters and you rent them out for $500 a week. And so that's like 5 times 5 is 2,500 a week. And then you pick up the dumpsters twice a week. And you've got to have a truck. Okay, first of all, go pick up the dumpster and then dump it out and bring it back. Or you have to have a big dump truck where you take the dumpster, dump it into your truck, and then you got to go to the waste place where you dump the rubbish place where you take all of your waste. So that to me sounded like a stretch. I don't like to give you guys pie in the sky kind of stuff, because the thought of having to buy 5 dumpsters and then I got to go find some place to put it until people rent it from me. Let's get real. That does not sound like a business that I would recommend anybody I know to do, especially you guys, because, like I said, my audience are older people and people getting ready to retire or have already retired, and they want to start some kind of cute business on the side so that they can have cash in hand when they go on their cruise, or they travel, or when they go to visit, they have money to go visit their grandkids in another state. You're not looking to be like an all-in kind of, consuming all of your time kind of business, for those people, right? So we're looking for something on the side, like I mentioned, Sally's alterations. She can alter some dresses on the side, and then she can still choose to go visit her grandkids when she you know what I'm saying? So this kind of where you gotta buy and rent out huge equipment, that's for somebody else, not for my people. Okay. All right, I'm just saying. So anyway, so these are some ideas for people who work in the moving industry. They do freight services. Maybe they I don't know if they have them here. If it's only places that have a shoreline, like Hawaii, the stevedores. The stevedores were they work for big container companies, and they would unload the containers, and they would, put them for the big trucks. They would load up the big trucks for the trucks to go and take the stuff out. So, I don't know if they have stevedores here. I don't think so. Maybe in California and, the coastal states. So anyway, so these are some ideas for these kinds of people. If you have that kind of a job, I hope that I was able to provide some kind of inspiration for utilizing the skills and abilities that you have to do that job and transition it into your own small business. So that is what we do here on our channel. I hope we provided some value for you and that you can come back later. I will be talking about more ideas like this for people with a particular skill set. But I will also be talking about, okay, I decided what I'm going to do. Now, what is the next step? How I build my business. Okay, so that's all I had to share for today. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.